My name is Enrico Schaefer. If you've watched some of our other videos, then you know that I'm an attorney that is handling cases, arbitrations against Airbnb on behalf of Airbnb hosts who feel aggrieved by the cancellation and refund policy that Airbnb has put in place and its use of its extenuating circumstances policy to invalidate the strict cancellation or super strict cancellation policy that hosts have selected as part of their use of the platform. So I invite you to go back and take a look at some of the other videos, find out who we are and what we're doing as a law firm to help hosts, some other informational videos which we're sharing with the general population to help you understand how all this might work and what your legal rights are and what your options are. Today I want to just talk a little bit about some of the questions that we've received from hosts about what's going on and what they should be thinking about. So the update today, let's talk a little bit about who is contacting us as a result of these refund issues. We've got four main categories of stakeholders that we're speaking to. We're talking to property owners, people who own properties and are running their own Airbnb accounts, logins, and managing their properties. Then there are property managers who are essentially running the platform for owners in order to rent out the owner's property. And then we have platform providers who provide add-on services to owners. Then you've got channel managers who are pushing the rental sales for a variety of different stakeholders and trying to drive Airbnb reservations through the platform. So there's a lot of issues, dozens and dozens of legal issues that have to be navigated here in order to get through the arbitration system on an individual arbitration basis, whether or not property managers can bundle up owners and file a single arbitration. We've developed strategies to try and get through that process and have that particular term invalidated, but there are a lot of legal issues. So it's not about filing the arbitration, it's about winning the arbitration. There are a lot of terms in the service agreement that say you lose. There are paths to victory, and that's what we're trying to help owners with through representation and through these types of videos to help owners help themselves. All right, so what's happening here with regards to our clients? We're filing individual arbitrations on behalf of owners, starting the arbitration process. We are developing strategies for options on the other three stakeholder groups. So if you're a property manager, platform provider, or a channel manager, there are more complex issues that we're helping those folks navigate in order to be able to assert rights on behalf of their owners or to empower their owners to assert rights through the terms of service and the arbitration process. So first things first, is there are no class actions. Any that will be filed will likely be fruitless. While we've taken a really deep dive into the class action issue, it probably is a fool's errand to try and go down that particular avenue. There are avenues for collective action through arbitration that we've assessed and analyzed that might be available depending on how we approach things. There are different groups of owners, different laws that apply to those groups of owners under the terms of service. Again, there's a variety of different threshold issues that you need to deal with in order to know how to access your rights through the arbitration process. Here are some of the questions that are being asked right now and that I want to help you get answers to without having to retain an attorney at this point. So the first one is, will I be penalized if I file for arbitration? I'm a host, I rely on Airbnb, I don't want to make anyone mad. We represent a lot of folks in cases and matters with platforms. We represent a lot of platforms like Airbnb in dealing with hosts. We've been doing this for a long time, since 1992, when the new and emerging technology was the internet itself. The answer is, from my opinion, no. There's no risk that you're going to be penalized for filing arbitration against our Airbnb. That's just not the business model of Airbnb, right? You are not that big of a fish in a very large pond to make it worthwhile for them, and they could lose their entire credibility with hosts if they were to be discovered as penalizing certain hosts under the algorithm. So while I can't guarantee you there won't be some sort of retribution, I can tell you, in my opinion, your risk is virtually zero. If you happen to be a big platform provider or reseller or property manager with lots of folks, maybe you create a little bit higher risk for Airbnb, but you're still one of many. Okay. The second question we get is, should I file for arbitration now? Now, there's no definitive answer to that question, right? But in general, there's no harm in filing now. It's going to take a while for the process to get started. Even if you don't know what all your damages are, by the time you get to that point in the process, chances are you will. Being assigned an arbitrator, getting through quickly, it's very possible that filing early is going to give you a much better chance of getting through the process faster, because as value ramps up with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of hosts essentially with the right to access arbitration, the American Arbitration Authority is not designed to handle that kind of volume. And so filing early potentially gets you your arbitrator assigned, which is the key to getting through the process. So there's no harm in filing now that we can determine. Things could change, making it advisable, or in retrospect, it would have been better to file early or late. We can't really predict that. But in general, there's certainly no harm in filing now, and a potential benefit of getting an arbitration assigned. All right. The other questions that we're getting, if you're looking for an attorney, is what are the terms by which we can retain you? We are doing work on an hourly basis for clients. They typically have higher damages and more at stake. We are certainly looking at doing some contingency fee cases for folks, but that is probably going to change over time. So should I file now? If you're looking for a contingency fee arrangement, we're doing that now for some clients, but we make no guarantee we'll continue to do that into the future. So the fees and the contingency fee aspect will probably go up over time, as well as we have to be even more and more selective, given the capacity that we have as a law firm with offices in LA and Austin and Detroit and Traverse City. We still have limited resources. So we're going to be making that decision as we go. Okay, question, can I do it myself? The answer is yes, you can, as an owner, go through the arbitration process yourself. And we'll try and provide some videos that help owners navigate the issue. But very quickly, for the owners who are navigating the process, they're immediately overwhelmed by what is required. How do I get through all these documents on consumer arbitration, the special consumer arbitration rules? How do I interpret the terms of service? What do I have to do with Airbnb before I have the right to file for arbitration? And then how do I fill in the form to start the arbitration? Which boxes should I check? How should I fill in particular text boxes? Those can be challenging to some folks, to many folks, and that's where our expertise comes in handy. The process itself can be very intimidating. Getting your arbitration in play is probably as intimidating as it is the easy part. At some point, you're going to have to win your case. And that's going to require legal arguments, legal analysis, advocacy, and that's where we wouldn't, as lawyers, try and do neurosurgery, and that's where it becomes challenging for hosts to be able to, for owners to be able to figure out what are the winning arguments. I got news for you, and this is no surprise. Terms of service are in some ways stacked against you. So you have to be able to navigate the process, have the right strategy, the right cases, the right advocacy to be able to give yourself a chance of win. At the end of the day, it doesn't do you any good to arbitrate if you can't win damages as a result. All right. Last thing is, how do you stay informed about what's going on and what we're doing on behalf of stakeholders in the refund issue? You can certainly subscribe to this YouTube channel, and we'll be posting some videos. The best way to, and the most substantive information you're going to get, is if you go to our website, which is traverselegal.com, and you go to the Industry Served Airbnb Refund Litigation page, And then on this page, you're going to be able to contact us through this form here is the same one as this form here, request consultation. And that's going to take you through a process that'll put you into our database, and then you'll be on our list to be able to send out the folks who've contacted us, even if you don't retain us, information about what's going on, what the latest thinking is on strategy, what we're doing for folks like you, and these types of issues. So you'll see it's going to ask you, are you a host? What's your cancellation policy? Obviously, super strict, might be an option we should put here. We certainly have owners who have super strict policies for super hosts. How many properties do you manage? What are your damage profile look like? This is going to put you into our database. You can choose to set up a call with us, or you can choose to just follow the bouncing ball on the side when you want to chime in. All right. That's it for today. We'll be posting more videos as we go, as we continue to navigate this process on behalf of Airbnb hosts. Until next time, I'm attorney Enrico Schaefer. Thanks for joining.